Alright, I gotta ask, who in Diablo 4 decided on all these affixes? You get damage over time, damage to close enemies, damage to crowd control enemies, damage to distant enemies, injured, slowed, stun, bleeding, chilled, dazed, enemies that are affected by trap skills, frozen, poison, burning. There's so much more. But seriously, I've played a bunch of games, like maybe close to 1,000 so far, and I spent a long time online discussing with other people about this and whatnot, and in that time I don't really recall ever seeing players ask for these affixes to be broken down into 15 plus subtypes. Like, I don't know how this applies to anything ever, because if you keep it simple, keep it easy. By having so many different multipliers, this is why their game is broken, why they have to nerf everything so much, and then it just ruins the fun in the game by nerfing everything, because they're making their game more complicated than it has to be. This must cost some serious CPU time. Every time a single hit, the server has to look at numerous stats and blend them all together to determine how much damage is caused. The distance ones must be particularly hard to optimize. It needs to be roughly calculated, the distance from the target, every single time a hit is registered. Surely this must be more taxing on the system than loading up the tabs of other players, or, their inventory or stash. But hey, who's to guess there? Having so many different damage types means having a 10 more possible loot combination, and this sucks. Like, just trying to find a good item, just, one affix off from what you need, then you can do it. You go to the cultist, you change it up, and you have a perfect gear. That is, the odds of finding something that well is terrible. I hate it. I don't like it. No build is going to be able to use most of these combinations, so realistically you are looking for a few damage types out of a possible 15 plus. And again, sometimes I get like gloves that have 4 affixes on them, and I need 3 of them to be pretty good rolls, near perfect. They're usually mid tier, and then I have one really crappy tier that I don't even need, like extra potions. Who needs that? No one needs that. Just allow us to buy potions, and then we have a pocket full of potions, and we can heal as much as we want. You're going to end up with a lot more loot than you even need. You can't even use most of it. That's what I'm getting at with this whole rant, because it annoys me. It annoys me so much. That means more trips to town to salvage, to sell junk, and then just away from grinding mobs, because I like grinding. I like killing things, but I can't because I've been nerfed, and it just feels terrible now. Is this fun? No, I don't think so. I don't think this is fun at all. Like, the major issue I have with the system, it's just not fun. I hate it. It adds needless complexity to the game. It causes a ton more junk to fill up your inventory. You have to go comb through every item just to make sure it's good or not, and then you have to fucking calculate whether or not it's good, and that takes longer and longer to compare every single item you have. And then you have to visually see, okay, this one's an ancestral, I gotta keep it, and blah 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 blah. And it just, Blizzard needs to seriously consider reducing this down. All these inches, like maybe four affixes, you never know. Combine some of them, reduce it. Like, this sucks. Okay, that's my rant.